be extended a little bit. Like, take the position of you and I not believing in the Loch Ness Monster, and consider that if the Loch Ness Monster does exist and we don't believe in the Loch Ness Monster, we burn in hell eternally. However, if we don't believe in the Loch Ness Monster and he doesn't exist, then we're okay.
Oh, so what you're doing...
From a theoretic standpoint, and the two of you being middle-aged, slightly overweight men, wouldn't it be better for you to play it safe?
I don't know that he actually qualifies for the slightly overweight, but what you're actually...
Quite a bit.
What you're actually doing with that is making an appeal to Pascal's wager, which is basically saying that, you know, if the Christian is right, and by the way, I don't believe for a second that you're an atheist, but if the Christian is right...
Or that we're at the Richard Dawkins
then they get to go to heaven forever, and they've lost nothing. But if we're right, nobody's lost anything because we're all dead. And Pascal's wager fails on every single level. It's a false dichotomy. It ignores all the other possible religions. It ignores other heavens. It ignores other hells. It makes the claim that worshiping, believing, costs you nothing when that's not true. If this is the one and only life you have, then every minute that you've spent believing, worshiping, every dime that you've spent in deference to a God is wasted. So there's not a no-loss situation at all. And also, just because you happen to believe in one particular God doesn't mean you've avoided the hell of some other one. It's flawed start to finish, whether you use the Loch Ness Monster or Jeebus. It doesn't make any difference. And by the way, it also makes a couple of other presumptions. One, it presumes that belief is subject to the will, and that by determining that you're in a safe bet situation, you can go ahead and choose to believe as kind of like a covering your ass thing, which also makes the presumption that this God that you're believing in is silly enough that he'll buy into your covering your ass conclusion. Pascal's wager is one of the most ridiculous things. As a matter of fact, when anybody starts emailing to have a conversation with me outside of the show, the first thing I tell them is, I'll have any conversation, I'll consider any evidence you present for the existence of God, I'll have whatever discussion you want, using whatever definitions you want. But the second you bring up Pascal's wager, the conversation's over. And so goodbye.
And by the way, for future callers, you do not have to lie.